Push on the beat.
Gambakwe media kaunesha kaitike Bulawayo mayutaka kumbuka anzi koma ndio anzi anopikisa wese tombate kwiyo yaiva herere machirita mchi.
Right, 26 June 2025, and today I'm excited to be giving you this morning update. This is a short update because I've traveled last night, and you know that when I travel, I normally get affected very badly. Yesterday I had 2 flights. So normally if you want to see that a flight is giving me a hard time, you should look at my face. I'll be looking like Mnangagwa, swollen like crazy. So yesterday when I was shooting at court, I was surprised how swollen I was. I tend to have a massive fluid build up when I fly. So I could not believe my footage when I got out of court and I looked at the footage that I shot afterwards. I had a massive swelling. That was because of the flight. So normally when I fly, I get that effect. But as you can see, I'm totally fine now after a good night's rest. So guys, yesterday was very eventful. And I would like to thank all of you for your support, all the guys that called me. And you must be aware about one thing. Mnangagwa will never be cleverer or smarter than us. Ndotara neshona atikundwe kufunga na Mnangagwa. I can assure you kuti Mnangagwa we're going to outsmart him and achaenda kubikita onotamba muchongoyo. That is what is happening to Mnangagwa. And kundwe kufunga na Mnangagwa. I know all Mnangagwa's tricks because I've been running this media house since 2010. Before most people who are now in the space knew how to switch on their phones. Tata topinda muchinu ichi. Saka tichiti zidzoro every day tovaudza panava kuti zidzoro. So I just want to start by going through the news. Then I'm going to take you through what is going to happen with the Nyoka, because there is an important announcement that we've made yesterday. So let me start with the news. Well, let's start with the Tagwirei. So Tagwirei is a thief and he's not going to be president of Zimbabwe ever. He's trying to sneak into power through the rallies. He's currently holding rallies across the country. And yesterday he had a rally at Bulawayo with young women for ED. So that rally, we filmed it, so you can go to Gambakwe and look at the speech that we filmed. Unfortunately, our sound was not so good, but you can hear it. So Tagwirei is trying to ride on Mnangagwa and get into power. However, he's going to fail. The issues that Tagwirei is raising have nothing to do with the issues in Zimbabwe. So Tagwirei is trying to make people think that they can have money from land. You cannot have money from land. You can have money from investments on land. So Tagwirei thinks land itself can make you wealthy. Land is nothing. If you go to South Africa, Cape Town, you will realize that there's so much land around Cape Town. Just drive out of Cape Town like 10 minutes. There is massive amounts of land. But that's not where the money is. Land comes from investments in airport, roads, real estate, activities, factories. That is what is lacking in Zimbabwe. Tagwirei wants you to think that once you get land, you're going to get wealth. That's not true. That's not generational wealth. Go and watch that speech which we've put. Tagwirei has got no clue because he has never started a business. All of Tagwirei's money comes from government tenders. He's a thief. So that is what is Tagwirei. And West Katina Mavetera is no one. In 2 years' time, after Mnangagwa is gone, she will be, I don't even want to say walking the streets. She will be no one. So Katina Mavetera is no one. She has got no qualification to be a minister. And that's why they are together. Tagwirei and Tatina Mavetela. She's a bootlicker. And she does projects like goats for ED, chickens for ED. That's nothing. Vendors for ED. Guys, Mnangagwa is the problem in Zimbabwe. And Tagwirei is becoming a problem. He wants to continue this system of Mnangagwa. Tagwirei is a failure and is a thief. And he's never going to be a president of Zimbabwe. I've got no respect for someone who steals continuously. He's the pathological, not pathological thief. I don't think he can be a pathological thief, but that is what he is. It's shocking. So we've got nothing for Tagwirei. Whatever he's trying, it won't work. And we'll expose him very, very badly. Kudata Tagwirei, look at what he's doing. This man is causing so many problems in our country. And this land tenure thing is nonsense. Okay, now let's move quickly to other stories. Chiwenga, he has not appeared yesterday at Victoria Falls. Instead, what he did is he did a remote presentation. So I'll put that speech where he was presenting remotely at some function. So I'll put that later on today. Chiwenga is moving very slowly. Yesterday, I talked to the guys and was saying, what is he thinking? Does he know who he's dealing with? And they were telling me that, no, they think he's going to move, but I don't think he's understanding the problem. Mnangagwa is going to decimate his people. And he started now with these bodyguards that are covered, whose faces are covered. These guys are dangerous. There are about 30 of them who are moving around with Mnangagwa. And yesterday, Mnangagwa was in Mozambique. You saw him with Daniel Chapo's wife. Let me show you Daniel Chapo's wife. She is in the newspapers today. So she is Greta Selemane Chapo. So Chapo has given Mnangagwa 15 bodyguards. The South Africans have given Mnangagwa 15 bodyguards. And this is Chapo and his wife here yesterday with Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa is terrified that they'll take him out. So he's using those private bodyguards. And Chiwenga himself, my understanding, is also using private bodyguards. But the two are fighting each other like cat and dog. So let's say today, if Chiwenga is going to appear at the ZNCC conference, which started yesterday and is ending on Saturday. So we want to see if Chiwenga is going to appear. I'm also going to be looking at Arcana, Chihombori, what she's going to say over there. I normally don't follow her. I see her, a clip here and a clip there, but I'll start following her because you guys have been bombarding me with the clips and links of Arikana, and I don't know why. I don't get her. Same thing, I don't get Lumumba. Do you know that I've never watched any Prof. Lumumba speech? Like, I just watch him speaking, walking to the stage. Then I've never watched. I don't like this Pan-Africanism thing. Guys, don't even come to me with Pan-Africanism. The problem in our Africa is not Pan-Africanism or neocolonialism or that. The problem in our Africa, the whole of Africa, is corruption. People steal so much and they use security, that means militarization, to steal. And that is the problem, not neocolonialism. In fact, I believe that if we work with the Americans, we're going to do very, very well. Look at Tagwirei stealing everywhere, every project in our country. One man. How can you have that? That is theft. And that is the problem. You can never convince me that someone who is living in the West can make an influence on our country. We must just stop stealing and then everything will work. Then let's go to President Maboko. Yesterday, I was not able to check his press conference. So let's see what he's done. President Maboko is amazing. I like President Maboko. Let's see what he's done yesterday. If you guys were watching, he was supposed to have a press conference. So let me check if he did have that press conference yesterday. Yes. So let's look at the press conference. You guys can go and check it out. I am going to make attempts to meet some of these people. So I'm going to make attempts. What we eventually want to do is want you guys to make money. We are moving away from this talking. So yesterday, President Maboko had a press conference. He says, whenever I travel outside the country on official business, I do so with a clear mission in mind to attract investment that will benefit our people and grow our economy. These trips are not mere ceremonies, they are strategic efforts to position Botswana as a reliable and attractive destination for investors. I am pleased to report that we are on the right track. Yes, President Maboko is on the right track, and very soon I'm going to go and visit him.
And that's what we do. When we step out in the name of the Republic of Botswana, we raise the profile, we raise the tempo. And that's what we do. When we step out in the name of the Republic of Botswana, we raise the profile.
I thought he was going to say more, but he said less. So go and check it out on his pages. He did very well, President Maboko. He is amazing. So he's got a speech that he gave, and it's on BTV. It's also on his page, President Maboko. And then obviously, you know that we've been following the story in Zambia, and we've done a great job. Gambakwe Media is now a Zambian TV station. So everyone in Zambia is WhatsApping me and wanting to know when I'm coming to Zambia. I'll be there very, very soon. Zambia is amazing. I love it. However, what we need to do, Zambia, Botswana, and maybe a little bit of Namibia, we need to work on investments, especially with the Americans. You can't do anything without the Americans. And people will understand. Eventually, they'll understand. In this region, our biggest problem is lack of access to capital. That's why you see that South Africa is a mess. So let me tell you what has happened yesterday. The United States has boycotted the meeting called the Sherpas. So there are meetings currently ongoing in South Africa called the Sherpas, and the United States have boycotted these meetings. President Trump had said that they are going to come to South Africa. However, they didn't come yesterday. They started the Sherpas at Sun City alone. And this is because there's a fundamental disagreement between America and South Africa on what needs to be done. The South Africans don't get it. They are focused on the wrong things, like equality and all that. That's not where we are. Where we are right now is how do we economically empower people. So the Americans didn't show up. And you can see that this is running from the 25th of June to the 27th. It's in preparation for the G20 summit in November. And yesterday, Deputy Minister David Masondo has attended here. And to make you understand how crazy this is, the South Africans are going to do G20 and they're handing over to America. And America doesn't want to deal with them. So that's crazy. I was supposed to go here. So I went to Treasury and said, want to cover this thing. And the response was very interesting. But I won't waste time on it. That is the Sherpas, and you can clearly see that the Americans are ignoring this thing. They don't want to deal with it. South Africa is going to struggle without the Americans. The Americans are so critical. And that's why Zimbabwe is struggling. Mnangagwa is going to all other places. He doesn't know that if you want to get capital in a country, I'm talking proper money that comes with the systems, you need to go to the Americans. Those are the conversations we should be having, not the Mickey Mouse conversations about Gambakwe. Gambakwe is no one. When I tell you guys that Gambakwe is no one, I don't even move the needle in terms of what happens in our country. We need to create millionaires and millionaires, no, not this waste of time that I'm seeing happening. Then let's go to some entertainment news. Mai Jeremaya, very sad. Guys, what's happening with Mai Jeremaya is terrible. So Mai Jeremaya is a Zimbabwean entertainer. So she's currently in court after she accused two men of taking her to a lodge for a supposed business deal and then violating her. However, a friend has gone to the stand yesterday, has taken the stand in court to be a witness. And she says Mai Jeremaya has told her in private, and that girl is called Cynthia Duringo. She says that Mai Jeremaya told her that she agreed to the act and she was paid $10 thereafter. Then not only that, Mai Jeremaya has also told her not to tell the husband what happened. So Mai Jeremaya, after she did the act, got paid $10, told her friend Cynthia that she did this consensually and she did not want her to tell her husband what had happened. Then Cynthia, when they told the husband of Mai Jeremaya, that is what caused all this fracas, partly because now the husband knew and he would not take it. So then they did some rituals with some snuff. I don't know what the rituals were that she did, but you can go and check out the story in the H Metro newspaper. H Metro, you know, Nakids, Shikuru. So go over there and check out the story about Mai Jeremaya. Mai Jeremaya, crazy as hell. I can't believe it. The worst thing is the woman that tells you, Kuti, this guy violated me, and yet she's lying. That is crazy. Most guys are in jail for that kind of thing right now. Then jumping into Zambia, Raphael Nakachinda has given an interview. I think this guy is like the Secretary General of the PF party, and he makes all sorts of allegations about the situation in Zambia. Ignore this guy. Ignore him. He's no one. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The PF party is an opposition party with very few seats after President Hakainde Hichilema got a lot of votes. So the PF party is going to come back, but not now. It will take a bit of time. So if you're watching this situation in Zambia, they are not going to come back because of the death and the burial of President Lungu. President Lungu and his family, they mustn't be misled by these guys. These guys are no one. I was with the family of President Lungu yesterday. I told you guys. I sat there for more than 3 hours with the family of President Lungu. Guys, the things that you see on TV are not the real things in life. These people are grieving for their father. They don't want all this drama. So people like Raphael Nakachinda, they're trying to become someone in PF, but they can't use the family of President Lungu for that. So everything's going to work out fine in Zambia. You are probably going to see me at the funeral of President Lungu in Zambia. It's going to happen, and it's going to be amazing because Zambia is going to be united together once again. Okay, then let's go some entertainment in South Africa. This young lady has shown off her pregnancy. She is trending right now in South Africa. So that's a big trending story. I like it when young ladies show off their pregnancies. That is South African actress Sivenathi Mabuya-Bukani has revealed that she's expecting a first child. So she's expecting a first child. Atidi vanu vanotambisa mukana mama chinda anoganzira zvakanaka saka iwe ukapuwa mukana usatambe atidi vanotongwa nemasalad. And then we have the story of Malusi Gigaba. So let's look for a picture of Malusi Gigaba here. I want to show you guys what has happened with Malusi Gigaba. Malusi Gigaba is a top politician in South Africa. So Malusi Gigaba and his wife, Noma Mngoma, a divorce after he was obviously caught cheating. And she has now gone to Showmax and made a documentary about her relationship with him. A very explicit documentary. And yesterday, Malusi Gigaba has received or obtained an interdict against the show. This show is called Untied. And it's no longer going to be broadcast because of that interdict. It's not allowed to show all the things that you did to your husband before you divorced. So there's an interdict. They won't show it. And then you remember we said that there was going to be a vote of no confidence in Dada Morero, the mayor of Johannesburg. So that has failed. the vote of no confidence has failed. So this was supposed to be something big, but it failed yesterday. You can go and check it out in the South African press. It's very big in the South African press. And then let's look and see if there's anything else of interest. Floyd Shivambu Ndlela demands apology for always being on drugs, always on alcohol. I was there when he made those allegations. When Floyd Shivambu made those allegations. And Ntamulo Ndlela is saying that's all lies. Okay, I think we've covered everything. And let's look at my people, my favorite people. What have my favorite people posted? Nothing. So currently nothing. Right, so nothing at the moment in terms of the people that I normally follow. Let's see if Madam Bosse posted anything. Nothing today. Same thing that she posted before. And then who else? Let's look at President Hakainde Hichilema. Nothing, still in the morning. Guys, there's a newspaper called The Must. The Must. That newspaper is so fake. I can't believe it. It's crazy what the kind of things that they do here. Okay, I think we've covered everything. I'll be back here slightly later. That is around 10, as we cover most of the stories that are taking place. So let me cover now what is happening with Saruaka, Mudzingwa, and the lawyers. So I want to briefly give you guys an update. So Gambakwe Media is not a channel like all the other channels. It's not a Mickey Mouse channel. We employ people. So there are people who actually work at Gambakwe. Over 30 people rely on what I do. And I'm not talking about small projects. I'm talking about what we're going to do right now to go to America and all that. You guys, some of you are going to benefit from what we're doing. So Gambakwe is not just a channel. So people confuse it. When they see me, they see me as if like I'm like Kuliand. Kuliand just called me yesterday. Kuliand is a boy, a little young man, and I talked to him. But when you compare me and Kuliand, it's not even the same. I started my channel in 2010. Probably he was in diapers at that time. Same with the Uyumfana 0.5. Same with the Rumbi. So when they see me, they probably think, Gambakwe is the same as us. We're not. Totally different. Most of them have never met anyone. They sit on their seat and they talk, and that's it. So when someone like Saruaka goes on a platform and then starts talking, or General Stole, whatever, when they're talking to me, they think that they're talking to the same person as all those guys. It's not. Why? Because I am not only a media house, I'm a media house owner. So Gambakwe is a registered media house. A proper, like when you look at Herald and ZTV and what, Gambakwe is like that. So I don't make money from donations, and I don't make money from like sitting on this channel. I've got other things that I do. That's why you see that in the afternoon, I've got people who read news. So they read news so that you're updated. And then in the morning, I come and give you a summary. Then when something happens, I then step into action. So you saw the Zambia situation. I am inside sitting with the people that are in the story. So you never see any of the other channels there. So you see me at the airport, you see me at the court, you see me everywhere. That's Gambakwe. You're going to see me at Zambia, you're going to see me at Botswana, you're going to see me in the United States. That is the model that I use. So I'm not like doing this because I like just showing myself. And that's why you see me 2 times, 3 times a day. We are creating a new economy and a new system. And I know where we're taking. Most people have been following me here all these years. They're in the United States, they want to come home. We've got a homecoming plan. So you're going to come home and you're going to say, Gambakwe brought me home. We've got investments that we've done. Millions of money that is gone into Zimbabwe. So Nyoka Mabunu, when he went into jail, I used to talk to him on a daily basis. He then said, Gambakwe. Okay, firstly, no one knew where Nyoka was. So I had to go and find him. Working with other people in the security structures, we found Nyoka and he was abducted. I went to the jail where he was, and when we arrived, he had no lawyers. That's what we were told. So I then appointed lawyers to deal with the case. On the very first day of the case, me and the lawyers sat down. And when I talk of strategy, I'm talking about what do we do? Do we postpone? Do we go into the case? Do we go to the High Court? That's what we talk about strategy. I am the one who makes those decisions right now because Nyoka is in jail. He can't make those decisions. Nyoka doesn't have the papers of his own case. He has never seen the papers. So when I talk to Nyoka and I say, Nyoka, we're not going to the High Court. It's my decision. That's what I talk about when I talk about strategy. Let nobody tell you lies and say Gambakwe just sits there. And so the case that you're seeing now, that case where it is because of Gambakwe. I told them when to file the papers, when not to file the papers, when to go to the High Court, when not to go to the High Court. So those are the decisions that I make because I know what is best right now. And politically, I understand where we are. Where are we politically? So let me unpack where we are politically. Politically, Nyoka Mabunu is the most powerful person right now in Zimbabwe because he's got universal support inside ZANU-PF and in the opposition. He is present. So he doesn't come and then go after and then appear after 20 days. So every day, Nyoka would post 4 or 5 times and say what is going on in Zimbabwe. That's what Mnangagwa is afraid of. Mnangagwa thrives on lies. So when Nyoka Mabunu came, he then galvanized the young people from the opposition and from ZANU-PF. And Mnangagwa knows that once Nyoka is out, Mnangagwa is gone. Do you understand where we are? Politically, Nyoka is the glue that is holding together our country's young people. Mnangagwa can never duplicate what Nyoka is doing. So, why am I leaving the case? I'm not going to participate in this case. One, I'm not enjoying the death threats. Every day I get death threats from hoodlums and farm workers and homeless people. These are literally people who don't have anything to do. Like they sit there and just write death threats on me every day. I don't enjoy it and I won't do it. Secondly, do I have capacity to raise funds? Yes, we do have capacity to raise funds. And we've done so. So if you look at the invoice that we've paid, there are some things called disbursements. Why we've paid for disbursements is because the lawyers have to travel, they have to photocopy and all that. So that's where we are right now. We've done the bail hearing. And where we're going now is the withdrawal. There's no case. So the lawyers are supposed to withdraw the case. And that's where we're going. We're also supposed to go back to bail because the case is not existing. There are no papers in the docket, or there's no docket in the present. When you do discovery, there is nothing. And that guy is not going to come. Honest Shumba is not going to come. So in terms of knowing the nitty-gritties of the case, there is no person that has sat there with the lawyers longer than myself. I've sat for hours and hours with the lawyers. What I don't appreciate is someone just appearing from Zimbabwe, someone from the army or from intelligence or whatever, and they suddenly go and meet the lawyers, and I don't know who they are. I will not take it because it's a security threat on me. I don't know what they've discussed. I don't know what they've handed the person. So next time they meet me, I don't know what they're going to slip into my drink. That's why you see, I don't meet people that I don't know. And I've told people not to do it. So I've made a strict instruction that you can't meet the lawyers without telling me. Last week, there were attempts to meet the lawyers without telling me. Again. And this includes people within the team of Sarawaka, the people that Sarawaka calls admins. They attempt to meet the lawyers without telling me. And I've told them not to do it. I've had a meeting last week, with all the lawyers at my hotel here in South Africa, where we agreed on courses of action. Soon after that meeting, someone calls the lawyers and tried to meet with them without telling me. Like literally when I'm walking out of the lobby, someone is calling the same lawyers and saying, let us meet at such and such a place on such and such a day. So what is the point? The legal team of Nyoka is getting compromised. And I won't be part of it. I've told Nyoka when I talked to him yesterday. Remember that yesterday I was visiting. So I did pay him a visit. And don't think I'm like, oh, they're the guys who just talk about, hey, my comrade. I'm not my comrade. I talked to Nyoka himself, and I know what Nyoka wants right now in this case. However, like I said, at Kundwe Kufunga na Mnangagwa. So we're going to deal with it, and you're going to see what is going to happen very soon. But I won't do it in the old way that we're doing. So I'm not going to be sitting at court every day and dealing with this case. It's over. So that's over. I'm not going there. And I'm not going to become a subject of some ZANU-PF sponsored platform like Point 5. Point 5 and Simba, they're working for ZANU. Simba has been paid by Auxilia Mnangagwa. It's clear, everyone knows this. Simba Chikanza has been paid by Auxilia Mnangagwa. That's why he's doing what he's doing. And I'm not going to be part of it. So him and that Point 5 guy, and they've been trying a lot to tarnish my image. You can't tarnish my image. It's not possible. Because I'm not even there. Like, I'm not like them. They will never tarnish my image. It's not possible. And I don't rely on it. It's as if they think if I don't do the Nyoka story, I'm finished. I'm not finished. Auxilia Mnangagwa has got nothing on me. She'll be gone very soon. Kupikita. Chitamba Mchongoyo. So that they can try all they can try. But Nyoka Mabunu, I have a big concern for him. I don't want him to sit in jail. Everyone knows this. We want him out. So they know it. They are trying to keep him in jail. And I don't know why the South Africans don't see it. Mnangagwa is trying to keep Nyoka in the South African jail for as long as possible. 70 days in jail. That's not right. So that is what I've been fighting. And I don't have time for all the other garbage that these guys are doing. And I get very annoyed when someone plays big. You can't play big with the situation that we have right now. ZANU-PF is decimating us, especially Mnangagwa. They are destroying us here in South Africa with their monies that they're paying. They're paying officials, they're paying police, they're paying everyone that they can pay. They've deployed huge amounts of resources here in South Africa. And there is no one at a high level who is supporting anything here. So Nyoka is all by himself right now. I'm literally telling you, there's no one supporting Nyoka right now. There's no support structure coming from anywhere. You can't say there's a military or... This man is by himself, stuck in jail. And I've gone there and I sat down with Nyoka at the jail. Guys, that situation is impossible. So when someone makes a fun of this thing, it's very annoying to me. Very, very annoying. I don't like what these guys are doing. Wafana wema bloggers. Warukutamba ne story. That's pathetic what they're doing. Nyoka is in a real deep trouble in that jail. And they don't understand. Okay. So for now, I'm going to be out. I'm going to be out of the Nyoka Mabunu case. I'm not going to be sitting with the lawyers. I don't want to get killed by these people. That I don't know. So for now, we're going to leave that. We'll find another way of dealing with it. Gambakwe, you appointed lawyers in what capacity? I've just explained to you. So let me explain again. When Nyoka was abducted, his people, Sarawaka and Mtsingo, were saying he was not abducted. I was telling everyone that Nyoka has been abducted So they took him and they kept him somewhere for a number of days. No one knew where he was. On the 28th of April, I flew from Cape Town and went to Johannesburg. We started to look for Nyoka at different jails. I then went to the police and we got this paper. So just give me a second, let me show you so that you guys can see. Because we don't want to talk things that we don't know. We want to talk the real thing here. So I'm trying to look for the paper that the police gave me. So this is the paper. If you guys remember, this is the paper that the police gave me. I think we seem to have lost our picture there. Okay, we lost our channel. Right, look here. This is the paper that the police gave me. This is from the police. No one knew where Nyoka was. So they gave me the case number. They told me that his case was that he had no passport and I was supposed to book a visit on the 2nd of May. That was on the 24th, on the 28th of April. All these guys were lying to say, we've prevented the abduction of Nyoka. No one prevented anything. So when you listen to guys like Sarwaka and Mudzingwa, you think that they're sitting there with a big team. So they must not lie. There's no big team sitting there. There's no comrades. So I don't want people who use my name for clout. There's no big team. These guys are probably sitting in a one-roomed house and tweeting on their little items. We don't want that kind of behavior. I'm standing from a house and going to Johannesburg. You don't say, oh, Gambakwe has got a lot of money. He's got money from the system. I'm taking money from my bank. Do you want me to print your bank statement and show you? So we don't want people who are ungrateful and people who take other people's efforts and try to bring them down. Bring yourself down. Accept that Nyoka is in a tight situation, which we are trying to solve. There was no lawyer when we arrived. There was no lawyer of record. That's why I had to appoint lawyers, because there was no lawyer of record. How did I find these lawyers? Remember, this lawyer was almost free. There are people from Zimbabwe who helped us to find this lawyer. It's not do you know 5,000 can't hire a lawyer? So we got a lawyer for 5,000, how? And 10,000 for all these months. You're fighting and say, oh, I paid 9,000, I paid 2,000. That's not money that can pay a lawyer. An advocate can appear for almost $1,000 a day. So how we got this lawyer, someone assisted us from Zimbabwe and say, I know Malahlela and Co. They can assist you because they've got a law clinic. That's how we ended up with Malahlela and Co. So there is no other lawyers who were there. The reason why Machingura has left is because Machingura has had a fight with the guy, the new advocate. So don't lie to people and say, we've got Machingura, he's the top lawyer. Machingura had a fight with the advocate who's been appointed now. He has said he's not going to work with her. So don't lie and say, oh, we've got this other backup. You've got no backup. You have to work with the lawyers that will give you. And now Nyoka is going to go to court. After a few weeks, he won't have a lawyer. Something that I was trying to prevent. So I don't want people who just talk and they don't know what they're talking about. Let's see. Your name was clear. The issue was trying to expose those who are collecting money. It's not my business. I will never talk bad about anyone. You've never seen me talking bad about, because I've got a duty. And my duty is not to talk about Sarwaka or Zingo or whatever. I don't care about those guys. Don't know them. So I don't clear my name. Why are you clearing my name? Who are you? So don't clear my name. Let me just stay with my name. What are you trying to clear? Who are you anyway? So I'm very annoyed with people like General Stole and Kasukuere. Kasukuere, the party is playing shocking in this whole thing. So I don't even want to go to Kasukuere right now. They must just stop and leave me alone. So I don't want people talking about my name. I'm out of the case. They can take it and go. So that is how it is. So Kasukuere is trying to use this thing. Him and his people and General Stole. Do you know that whole thing that was staged at court where people were saying they're chasing Gambakwe. It was staged by the same team. Do you think I'm going to become a politician? Like, do you think that if I help Nyoka, then Gambakwe will become such a big politician and we will lose? You won't lose. I won't become a politician, ever. For sure. You'll never see me as a politician. It's a waste of time being a politician in Zimbabwe. So, guys, if you think, and if anyone has even imagination that I will become a politician, forget it. I've got no such ambitions. So there's no point trying to discredit me, thinking I'm getting too much attention. It's crazy. Okay, so it's clear I'm out. You'll never see me at the Nyoka cases. You'll never see me raising funds for Nyoka. You'll never see me talking about it. In fact, I'm dead to that case. You'll never see me. They can do it and continue and finish by themselves. It's nothing to me. So let's go back to Tagwirei. Tagwirei has done a speech. Go check it out on Gambakwe and on Lentenya. So that is where we are. Mnangagwa trying to sneak in Tagwirei into power, and it won't work. However, similarly, Chiwenga, is he the alternative? Is he able to do what needs to be done? Because that's where we are. Is Chiwenga able to... The support that this man has got is shocking. Is Chiwenga able to do what people want, which is to get rid of Mnangagwa and his people who are very corrupt? Corruption is the problem in our country. Chamisa has already spoken about corruption, but let's see what Chamisa has said today. So Chamisa shared a video today. Go check it out on his channel. What is it about? I don't even know. You can go check out the video by Chamisa news channel over here. So my son comes to me and says, like, he's a young boy, like 11 years. He says to me, Dad, I always hear you talking about Chamisa. I'm not following the Chamisa news channel. So I'm saying, you're following Chamisa news channel. What do you know about Zimbabwe? I said, then he calls me and he shows me I follow Chamisa, I follow Ramaphosa. I'm like, these guys, young kids you've got access to so much. So if you go to your channels where it says updates, you can follow almost anybody. It's amazing how many people are here. And most of the stuff here is very good. You got very, very good news coming out. But honestly, our country, the problem we have is this lack of political intelligence. We lack political intelligence. You are still dealing with the same old political garbage. We need to move to something in economics so that our country can do well. And at the moment, it's just not happening. You've got these crazy characters that are showing up and continuing with the old nonsense that we had. I've been around politicians for so long. There is always someone trying to jump in. They last 3 months, then they are gone. When I was with Mai Jeremaya, we had so many clowns coming around. I did communication for Mai Jeremaya. We wrote a strategy for it. And that very month, the guys in Harare complained that, why is Mai Jeremaya doing a strategy in South Africa? There was a split of ZimPF. Remember, there was ZimPF. It split into Zimbabwe People's Party or something like that. The guys like Jealous Mawarire, they were around at that time. The problem that we have in our country, we lack political intelligence. What exactly, why do you think Mnangagwa is lasting so long under these conditions? Because people don't understand what's happening. Mnangagwa has got a view of everything. Mnangagwa is sitting at the top here. He's saying, Uyo, Arudai, Uyo, Arudai, Uyo, Arudai. Then, what we need is another person that is strong enough that can sit at the top there and look right politically. But economically, we also need to do well. We are failing to raise 2,000 rands for bail for Nyoka Mabun. Do you think you can remove Mnangagwa if you are that kind of person? So those are the kind of things I'm talking about. You're fighting over 30,000 rands. Where did the pardon get 35,000 to fly? Pardon. Pardon. Who is pardon? That is what I'm talking about. You think I sleep 2 hours? Because what? I'm trying to fix this thing so that we have money. I'm more interested in all of you guys coming home, you make money. I can clearly see the problem. Look at South Africa right now. South Africa is collapsing because they are fighting with the Americans. Do you understand what I'm saying? So these are the things that you need. Your political intelligence need to be good. You don't need to be like don't lose hope. I said atikundwe kufunga na Mnangagwa. Teachman, terera zvakanaka. Atikundwe kufunga na Mnangagwa. Azvigoni. Mnangagwa anotamba muchongo wepabhikita. Uchamuona manje. Gambakwe icho kwadi here nekuti vaitambire kunyeba. Pese pandasvika vanhu vanenge vachingoti ipi anonyepa uya. Morgan Mo. Forget about the ZANU-PF strategy. They will never be able to discredit me. They've tried to come up with a narrative. And do you know what? The difference between me and the rest of the people is I last. So when I started, there was Pastor Ivan and Mahere and Jonathan Moyo and Anuzanu Baba Jukwa and Sibach Kanza. I can count all of them for you. They all came and went. Pastor Ivan, I was the first person to publish him here at Wits when he came here. No one had ever done a video for him. I did video for him. I just arrived from the United States at that time. So what do we need? We need someone that can outlast everyone else. And we need good people. The problem is we've got these people that don't care. So Pane Moon, who is only interested in the views on their video. They don't care about the country. They don't care about you going back home to live those foreign countries where you are paying rent, which is 90% of your salary. There are Zimbabweans right now who are paying rent 90% of their salary. After that, they've got nothing to eat. In the UK, there are Zimbabweans who are living worse than someone in Mbari. In the UK, as we speak right now, almost half of the Zimbabweans there cannot afford the flight ticket back home. That is how it is. Half of the people, they can't fly back. And worse, if we now say, take you and your family, they can't fly home. We have a crisis and we've got so many resources. So the problem is not Gambakwe. The problem is Mnangagwa, Tagwirei, Tatenda Mavetera, all the people on that list which was done by Mdarageza. But where is Mdarageza right now? You see, that is what we need. We need people to think hard. You can't put pressure on Mnangagwa for 1 week and then go. He's coming back stronger. So now Mnangagwa has got mercenaries guarding him in public. We're talking about these things. These people are now out in the open. One day, they are going to come to your house and shoot you in the head because you don't know who they are and they can just go home afterwards. So you now have another class coming up and you cannot sustain your push against Mnangagwa. This man has jailed people in South Africa, in a foreign country. He has jailed Nyoka Mabunu and is keeping there. And now he's attacking the people who are trying to get Nyoka out. And you guys are clapping. So when you see a video, Kemun, actually Gambakwe this, Gambakwe that, Gambakwe, pardon, together. You see, you laugh, but you're laughing at Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa is stronger on, say, intelligence. That's what he does. So he uses intelligence and money against you, and you're gonna lose. Because he knows, like I said, Mnangagwa sits here at the top, and he puts you on a chessboard. He can see everything you're doing. And you are sitting in a little corner, you can't see everything. That's the problem. So it needs work, but it will be done eventually. However, the question is when is it going to be done? Okay, guys, I've talked for too much here. You probably forgotten now why I was saying this. Why I was saying this is, I'm not going to be in the Nyoka case. I'm not going to be interacting with the lawyers. But it doesn't mean Kuti Mnangagwa is won. He's just gotten a bit of a relief right now. And let's see what happens. I can assure you that we'll be back here after a few weeks to say, was that the right decision or not? Because they don't want Nyoka out. That's the secret. If you just get that correct, then you're right. They don't want Nyoka out. Mnangagwa never wants Nyoka to get out. So they'll keep him there as much as possible. They'll go there without court papers. They'll go there without dockets. And in the meanwhile, they'll make you look at Gambakwe. They'll make you look at Sarawaka. They'll make you look at Anzanu. So that you don't know what's important. Nyoka must come out. He's got no crime that is committed. Okay. I think we've covered everything. Gambakwe, you're spending 70% of the time defending and praising yourself. I'm not defending myself. All right, Mve is available, guys. Kanashida kupisa semoto UK. We've got a new special 2 for 1. If you buy 1, you get 2 and free shipping by DHL. UK, United States, New Zealand, Australia, Dubai, all those guys. I could Dubai, Mozo Sumba Muga Pisa to my baby. Dubai, Mozunga. See, I go, man. I use to go UK. And I go to America. And obviously, in Harare, deliveries, you can pick up at Angwa with an agent there. In Bulawayo, with an agent there. South Africa, delivered by Uber all over Johannesburg and pick up in Cape Town. So, in the postnet around the country. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I don't know how I do it. I think it's because of Mve. But I am up almost 20 hours sometimes a day, working. And Mve Urushanda. Thank you very much. I'll see you again a little bit later. Let's check Chiwenga. Who said I'm ignoring? Abdul military coup. Very soon. White Scorpion. White Scorpion. If you've ever seen a White Scorpion, it's not possible. Thank you very much for watching. And a good day to you all. Takana ita Gambakwe just been. Tomorrow we'll do Gambakwe just been.
sazvigananda zviri kumedza go ifanika anakonda taona bazokudana natironi komanda ngoti takajamu